everybody. Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. Today, we are here for another weekly recap on the SPY VIP. As you can see, guys, this was just some of my gains from one day this week, $8,304. I just want to let you know, guys, that this week was really, really strong, really, really good. I'm going to go through the charts. I'm going to break it all down for you step by step, teach you the fibs, the opening range breakout, the triggers. We're going to look at some stock picks, and I'm going to make sure that you're ready to rock and roll for tomorrow. All right. So first of all, let's do some shout outs. And again, I want to thank you for giving me your time this Sunday evening. I very appreciate it when you guys are here, ready to learn. I'm ready to teach. So let's do this. So, SDK, Trading Wars Army, what's going on? Nalone, Scott, Hellshock, Aaron, Corey, Gus, Caladil, Trading Wars Army, Jim, Trading Wars Army, Troy, Hillbilly, Breaks, Trading Wars Army, T, what's going on? Same dude, what's going on? Deepak, MJ, Alila, Trading Wars Army, Bill, Nay, Reggie, Hart, Stockhunt, Trading Wars Army, Jay Villa, boom, boom, boom. Who else? Danny, Trading Wars Army. Let's do this. Let's do this. Aaron, what's going on? All right, guys, hit me with a 1 if you can hear me loud and clear, and we'll get right into it. So this week, similar to a lot of other weeks, guys, the beginning of the week was a little bit slow. We had, the Jay Powell speech and a bunch of different things that happened this week. But by the time we got to Friday, the volatility was really, really good. And Friday was actually our biggest day of the week. And I always tell you guys, Fridays is, if you can only trade one day a week, you want to trade Fridays because of just the opportunities. So it's just so much volatility, zero DTE. The institutions and retail have to make a decision on Friday. Are they going to swing it over the weekend? Because that always has a lot of risk. Okay. And that's why you always see that volatility. All right. So let's go ahead and let's start off with Friday, and I'll walk you right through. Okay. Boom. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the previous day's low, and I'm going to put that in yellow, and I'm going to draw, actually let's do white, and then I'm going to do the previous day's high. So we just want to have a reference point when we take these trades. Okay. So here we go. First 3-minute bar on Friday, gap down. Okay. So you can see that we gap down right off the bat. And because of that gap down, we are looking for volatility. And if we look at Thursday, you could see that we had rallied into the afternoon, but we also had a major short player at the top here. So Thursday had a big range. And when we gap down like that, the first thing that I want to do is go ahead and hit a opening range breakout. So go ahead to the live commentary and I'll walk you guys through. So good morning, friends. Gap down, leaning towards an orb. Let's see at open. So we got long at 6:33 Pacific, 9:33 Eastern. And on this trade, you could see we got filled right there. And within 2 bars here, guys, we had a nice little pop-up here. And then after we started to come back down, I bailed on the position. Okay. So depending on how you played it, a tiny loser or a tiny gain. So I just put -5 points to be conservative here. Definitely, popped up. There was some opportunities to scale a little bit out, but just not enough. Okay. So then after that, we swapped over to the 5-minute chart, and this was the home run play. So let me go ahead here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. I'm going to draw the Fibonacci low to high. And what we're going to focus on is the 618. So we're going to go to the basic 618 and the 786. Okay. So we hit both of these on that day. So you can see, boom, we got filled right here. Our stop loss was right here for protection, guys. And let's just pause for a second here. Okay. So if we look at this pattern here, so we pushed up, we came back down. We see these 3 red candles in a row. Would you feel confident to buy that? Would you feel confident on going long there with these red candles? Hit me with a 1 if yes, hit me with a 2 if no. So, this is what it comes down to on trusting the process, right? So we know that even if we're right or we're wrong, it doesn't really matter because we have a tight stop loss. Okay. So the worst case scenario is we get stopped out, we lose a little bit here, but what is the upside? I'll show you the upside. That's the upside right there. So that is 45 points, guys. 50 points on the fib, -5 points on the orb, 45 points net. That's roughly, what is it, guys? Roughly, somebody do the math for me. 2,000, 2,500 bucks? No, 2,000, 2,000-ish. Somebody hit that math for me real quick. 45 times 50. As you can see, guys, I rely on my calculator a lot. 2005, 2,250. Okay, I can still do math. Okay, there you go. 2,250. I just did that in my head. All right. So that's with futures. With calls, that went for over 200%. Okay. And what I'm trying to show you right now, guys, is the power of getting that pullback. Okay. So even if you miss this one, not a problem. We move our anchor up here. Okay. So you can see we came back down to the 618 there, and then we can move it up one more time here. And you can see that this one actually came to the 50 right there. So what I'm trying to show you in that is you always are better off getting the pullback. The pullback, that is going to optimize your money. All right. So let me just go ahead and show you guys the live commentary. So just so you could see that we did this in real time. Okay. So there we go. This was the morning. This was the first candle. And then we drew the fibs. We had them ready to go. 618 filled long on this red candle. Okay. And then it looks pretty dangerous, right? Then we hit the 786. We pop right back up there, guys. Started to form this little bit of a base. And then we squeezed through and made a new high right there. Right there. Into new high of day. That's where we start scaling out a lot. You have to scale out before if you're going for scalping. But if you want to go for the home run, you catch that new high. $2,443 on that one trade. Not bad at all. Okay. So really, really good. Step by step, we draw it up, walk you guys through it. And then another thing I wanted to just point out was the Nirvanas. You're going to see this week that the Nirvanas were really, really good. So what is the Nirvana? The Nirvana is when we have the blue highlight. Okay. If you get any one of my 3 books, guys, you get the Nirvana indicator for life. Just a one-time a one-time payment if you guys are interested. The Nirvana was something I released with my books for my dedicated members. But this one here, guys, here's your blue, take the breakout of the high. Here's your blue, take the breakout of the high. You're going to see that this was extremely, really, really powerful this week. And I just want to let you guys know, even if you don't want to pay for the book, you can use the free indicators. I'll just link it in there. The difference is the Nirvana indicator will have a blue highlight, and it'll also be able to link alerts to your email, to your phone, to your dog, to your grandmother, whoever you want to send Nirvana alerts to. Okay. So there we go. So that's net 45 points, $2,250. Honestly, with the orb, you could have still made some money there, but I just want to be conservative, say -5 points. All right. Really, really nice. Hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. And we're going to move on. And these are how your day should look when you're making money. It's 1 or 2, and that second trade or third trade, or even the first trade is a home run. It's a winner, and you just let it go. You ride it, right? That's how you know you're having a good day in trading. That's what it should look like, because in the morning there's a high chance. What's the ratios that I teach you guys, the probability? Well, within the first hour to hour and a half of the day, either the low or the high is trying to develop itself, usually 70 to 80% of the time. Okay, so go back and look at the data, and you could find that for yourself. It's maybe sometimes a little bit lower, but you could see on Friday, the low of the day was the first candle. Okay, so it doesn't matter wherever you got long in the morning, you're gonna finish positive. That's why we use the fibs, because we were able to get it, not just get long, but get it at the best possible deal. All right, that's how we make the most money. Okay, so write that statistic down if you don't have it. That's how I do a lot of my trading. We get a winner, we take it through. All right, let's continue right now. All right, so put that in the corner. Okay, before I continue, I just want to talk about the stock pick gains, because I will forget, just because we have so much to go through. But this week really, really hit the stocks hard. Baba 2,986, Intel 2,939, Amazon 3,100. That right there, guys, pays for my month. So literally those few trades, I could lose like 20 trades after this and still break even. That's the power of risk management. And that's what I wanted to show you guys. Just like how my winners are always bigger than my losers. And sometimes it's 4, 5, 6 times bigger, because I try my best to just focus on the risk management part, and the rest will work itself out. So where do you guys get these picks? I post on Twitter every single day, 4 picks like this. So Baba was my #1 pick on December 1st. Hit that one really, really hard. None of the other ones filled because of the gap, but Baba really, really good. And let me just show you that real quick, and then I'll go on. Okay, so why did we want to do Baba? So we wanted to do Baba. If I go to the daily chart, we had a very tight inside bar. So this setup on Baba is what we call the shotgun. Okay, shotgun means you have an inside bar, but you have 2 wicks, multiple wicks. It doesn't have to be 2; it could just be multiple. You see the big wicks? So I could see that there were short sellers in there, right? So the inside bar is consolidation. I see the short sellers in here. So all I got to do now is get my trigger. right? So my trigger for BABA, 87.27. So just go ahead here, put that down. This is called the big box, small box strategy, okay? So I have a full guide on that. 87.27 right there. So let me just double click on that, make that 27. Next candle comes in, boom. You see how it breaks right off the open and it breaks with power? That's what I want to see, guys. And then we're gone. That's it. That's the one right there, guys. All right, hit me with a 5 if that makes sense. And what I like about this trades, I do a lot of automation for this. So if you look in the description, guys, I have a guide from Interactive Brokers on conditional orders. Check that out in the guide, okay? And it'll show you. And then sometime during the week, show some support. Click on those links. It helps the channel and it shows Interactive Brokers that we have a fan base that cares about automation. And I'm gonna do some more videos for you guys next week, okay? All right, let's continue now. All right, so we're gonna go to Thursday now. All right. So this week, unfortunately, the orbs were not that great except for one day. And that's okay because the previous week, the orb, almost every single orb won. So at some point, it's going to be a little bit of a losing streak. All right. So here we go. First 3-minute bar came in. You could see that we gapped up here. So I'm just going to draw the high right here. So we have it for reference. And this was the day after, the Powell speech. So obviously, you could see this big run up from the Powell speech there. So there was a first 3-minute bar. So went ahead here and got long as soon as we broke the high. And then you could see right after that, guys, stopped out. Okay. So a little bit unfortunate, but that's what it was. So got stopped out, minus 10 points. And that sucked to start the day off, but we came back with a long trigger, and I'll just go ahead and pull that up for us. So December 1st. So if I go here for the SPY trigger trades, December 1st, our long was 406.14. So I'll go ahead right here, draw that horizontal line, 406.14 right there. And I'm going to put this in green. So once we got stopped out there, I thought maybe after the day of the shenanigans with the speeches and everything that maybe it'll be a little bit choppy. So I just waited and I had my level right here, my long trigger, just waiting. And you could see we eventually got there. Boom. Eventually tagged it right there, filled. And then by the end of the day, we popped right back up. It did pretty much take like all day for this one to work. But it definitely did. So right here, guys, you could also see we have some more Nirvanas. Really, really nice pattern. You can see working really well, This one was a loser. This one was a winner. So not bad. About a 70% win rate with just the patterns on their own. All right. So orb loser, long trigger, afternoon leg, plus 5 points. So, and then our net is about it's basically a wash day, small gainer, small loser. And that's how it is some days. You're going to wash because in trading, when you get that big day like the Friday, that's the day that pays for your week. That's the day that pays for your month. But you don't know when that's going to come. So you always have opportunities, right? And if you could stay break even some days, if you could stay a little bit profitable, a small loser, then when that big day comes, now your risk reward is even better because you lose small and you win large. Okay. And then we had one more leg here this afternoon. If I go from Fibonacci from the low to the high, this one was really, really nice, guys, because you could see how accurate it was. We consolidated sideways. We tagged the 618, came down really, really nice there. Nice little scalp. And we also had the 50%, which was right here. We had a tap right here and then a second tap. So really, really scalpable for all of those fib levels on Thursday. All right. Hit me with a 2 if that makes sense. Okay. So let's go ahead now and we'll go to the FOMC day, which was actually a really, not FOMC, guys, the Powell speech day. I just call it all FOMC. It's the same thing in my head. But anyways, let's go ahead here and I'll walk you through because that day was a pretty big day for us. All right. So let me go ahead and just find that right here. Okay. So I'm just going to move these over to the side because they're getting a little bit messy. So we'll just put this on the side right here and we can come back to those. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead here to the FOMC day. I'll put these in the corner as well. Okay. So we're going to go ahead here and hit the replay. And we did have some chop coming in, right? Because a lot of times the market is waiting for something to stimulate it, right? But that being said, if you are a real trader, guys, if you're a good trader, you could still make money throughout the chop. Okay. Sometimes you get chopped out. Don't get me wrong. But within chop, there's fibs. There's lots and lots of fibs within chop. So I'll show you right here. So here we go. First 5-minute bar came in. And this was the Wednesday. And you could see we you know, we're going back and forth here, up and down, up and down. You see that within the first 15 minutes, up, down, up, down. So it's not, if you're doing breakouts, you're going to get burnt on that. So that's why I don't take the opening range breakout on an inside open like that. So instead, what we did is we took our Fibonacci from our high to our low. This was, you know, a very crazy trade because it did feel like it was going to get stopped out. Trust me, it did feel like that. But having the power of the fibs, guys, when you trade it and you see how it works, you can never go back. So once we had this big outside bar, we used this for our fib. Here was our low or high. We filled on the 618 and the 786 there, guys. And we had this double inside pattern here. And then we rolled over. So that one, I was thinking it was going to stop out. I really was. But the fibs, even within the chop, you could see that the algorithms, they're like positioning themselves. They're getting in before all the news. They're trying to do different things. And you could really see it when you look at the charts. Like, why are we rejecting on the 76? Wham, wham, rejecting, because there's something here. There's some bots here. They're building up something. And I really think what their goal was to run it down and then run it back up. Because you'll see, guys, we went down all the way until the speech, and then we went back up. So literally what these guys are doing is these institutions, these robots, they're making money both ways. And that's why day trading is just amazing. Right? Hit me with the 3 if that makes sense. Because you could go short, you make, you know, a few $1,000, then go long right after that. But when you're long terms, you get sometimes you get trapped, right? So I definitely saw that on this day, and it was good to see, just to confirm that we have those fibs, and it's someone's using them, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to follow the money at the end of the day. We're trying to follow, if institutions are doing that, we can ride that wave and make money as well. But we just need to understand the language they speak in. For me, I believe that's just the Fibonacci. Literally, I believe it's their language because it's robotic. Okay, so let's go to Wednesday right here, which was the 30. Oops, where am I? November 30th, right? So let me just go back up here. There we go. There we go. So here was November 30th. So I just want to walk you guys through and just show you that we do this in real time. So here we go. So this was that initial pop we had, and then you could see this big outside bar came in. So that's the one that I showed you right there, this candle right here. And then from there, we had our 618, 786 ready. We came back up, see 618, 786 filled. First target hit 382. And then from there, we hit the 214, and then we rolled over into a new low, $2,131. All right. So I don't think we were able to get all the size we wanted because this should be closer to 3,000. But you know, sometimes when the market is really, really tight, you can see the range is tight. You're not going to be able to get all the size you want because it's a lot of contracts and you might not have the margin for that. Okay. All right. So from there, you can see we rolled over. Again, another Nirvana winner, guys. I'm telling you that pattern is pretty crazy. And I want you to, if you don't believe me, guys, add the pattern and go back test anything. Go do crypto, go do Tesla, go do whatever. You'll see how powerful it is. We even had another one down here, guys, took us back up. So let's talk about this quickly. So what is the algorithm trying to do? So we shorted up here, right? So if we put on the full, we'll see what the algorithm is doing here, guys, is they're completing a measured move, right? Look how, guys, this part right here is going to blow your mind. Okay, just put on seatbelt. Now check this out. We pulled to the 786 retracement, and we went to the 786 extension. Okay, so this is literally symmetry, Fibonacci artistic godry. We come to the 786, pull back, we trade to the 786 extension. We also have the Nirvana candlestick confirmation to also show you the change, the potential change in the trend here, and we pop right back up, guys. Now watch this. Okay, boom. So I just fast forward there. Let me just show you. See that? That was the low right there, guys, and they retested it right before the speech, 1, 2 times, and then wham, shot right up. So you could see that there was this cluster, this algorithm, this Fibonacci style down here, accumulating orders right when this short already made the money, right? That's us. That's what we did. We shorted here, we covered, we're good, we're happy, okay? And then after that, look at that power there, straight into the moon. If you caught that play, guys, and you're doing, you know, how much points is that? Let's add this here so we could see. So let's say you caught it. Let's say you used so that's 67. The close was 4102. Okay, so, 40-ish points. Right? Am I doing that right? 40, 39. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm looking at it. Okay, so it's actually right here. It says, okay, let's just say 70, 39.70. And the close was, holy shit, never mind. That's 39. That's over 100 points. Isn't that crazy, guys? That's over 100 points in one play. And that's what the fib's guiding. Hit me with the 10 if that makes sense. So I add this thing here. Just hit the plus. And then you can add the futures levels onto SPY. Okay. All right. That's a little tip for you guys. All right. And what I wanted to say too, make sure you follow TW Dairy. You know, that's my younger brother who trades the fibs every single day. Follow this channel because he posts all the recaps with the broker statements. Okay. So if you really want to like get serious, you want to see every day, you want to see a broker statement, winners, losers. If you want that, guys, I'm doing that. We do that because that's important. You know, you can sit here all day and say, I could have done this, I should have done that. A lot of people do that. But if you're not here showing the broker statements every single day, guys, then how do you know what's true? How do you know what's fake? You know what I mean? So we do that, especially for small accounts, trying to just show. A lot of the times we're using micro contracts. Sometimes we step up, use ES, depending on what we're trying to achieve and what size it is. But a lot of times in the beginning, at least, we did a lot of MES. And now the account has grown enough where we could afford moving from micros to full size. So make sure you follow this one right here, okay? So move with your full size depends on how you want to play it, right? So let me just go back to that, to Dairy's channel here. So what we do for this small account is we have a fixed target and that's it. So we're always going for the 272 extension. Okay. So that's it. So that's 11 times your money. So 11R. So if you put in $100, that's 1100 bucks because we add on the 618, add on the 786. Stop loss is actually, we use a tighter stop loss for this one. And then when you get to the 272, that's 11 times. So whatever you put in, that's 11 times. Okay. That's 11 times your risk. All right. Okay. I got to pick it up here because I do have some dinner reservations. So let's keep the ball rolling. All right. So let me just go ahead and move this one to the side now, and then we'll continue. Okay. So Monday and Tuesday, you know, as expected, a little bit of chop, kind of hard to trade, but you still don't know if it's going to be a huge day. So you have to take every trading opportunity that presents itself. That's the easiest way for me to explain to you guys, because if you get one of these good fibs, guys, you're good. You're solid. All right. So here we go. So let's recap Tuesday. And what I did with Tuesday, I did an active trade management style. And I think you guys are going to benefit from this. I'm going to show you how you can actively move your stop loss. Okay. So let's go to the Tuesday for the triggers, which was that November 29th? Yeah. Okay. So November 29th, our short was 393.70. So I'll go ahead. And I just want to show you how I played this. It wasn't a winner, but I think it's important. That doesn't look right. 1 second. Plan for November 29th. Sorry, it's this one. Short 395.68. Okay, so here we go. Double click, 68 right there. Put this in red. This was our short trigger. Okay. So lost 8 points on this trade through active candlestick management. Okay. So let me show you. First candle came in. We got filled right on the short. Okay. So it has to touch the level for us to get in. So you could see we opened lower and we pushed through. So that was a really bullish candle. And we got right off the bat, we're down on the trade. But that being said, I just waited patiently to see if we could get a retrace, and we did right there. So I sat through these 3 candles, and then finally we started to retrace right there. Okay. So normally my stop is usually up here using different levels I had. So actually, let me find the stop loss so I can just show you guys. So the stop loss was 39729. All right. So these are all trigger trades. Okay. So there was a stop loss up there. So what I did is once I saw this Nirvana, I knew that this Nirvana should not break. So I went ahead and I took my stop loss from here and I put it over here. So now if I lose on the trade, okay, so we were able to push through a little bit here and we're able to get a little bit of a target. What I was really looking for is to see if the white line would break, which is the previous day's low, but we still did get some target. So now I'm actively managing my stop. So I'm taking some profits and I move it down to protect myself. And then after that, guys, once we have this, again, start moving down again because we have another outside bar. And then from there, we pop up, get stopped out. So still a loser, but not a big loser because I did scale some profit and I used the candlestick pattern in order for me to understand where I could put my stop based on the setup. So that was a loser for me. And then right after that, we actually came back and triggered the short later in the day. So I'll show you the V trigger. Boom. So that's what I was expecting, but I didn't get it right away. And it came back a second time. The second time we broke through the level right there, that's when it flushed. So unfortunate a little bit, but I still had to do my best and protect what I could. And then the second time is when it hit through. And unfortunately, I wasn't a part of that. So unfortunate, but that's what I'm telling you guys about active management. I just wanted to show you I still was happy with the trade because I felt like I did what I needed to do to protect myself. I'm not going to let a loser get out of control. Okay. So I just want to show you guys here in the Discord too that this is how I walk through. So looks like an algo is loading up here, trailing stop loss now updated. Let's move on to the Fibonacci. So I said closing the position here, guys, with my partial target and the stop loss. I'm basically flat. Okay. So that's what I want. I want to manage it as best as I can. So hit me with the 4 if that makes sense. So that's not a profitable day, but it's a good day. It's a good day because we protected ourselves. We didn't let a loser get out of control. We didn't keep averaging down like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to keep adding. And then when it does not work, it's done. Your account is literally done. Okay. So let's go ahead now here to Monday. So Monday was the last day we're going to look at. So thankfully for Monday, that was the only day that the opening range breakout actually worked. So I'll go ahead here and I'll draw the low and the high right there. So first 3-minute bar comes in. You could see we gapped down. So what I did, big bullish bar. I went ahead, took our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the candle like this. I got long once we broke this long trigger. So the orb hit the 272 and hit the 50. 2 profit targets right there and got the stop loss to break even. So that was pretty clean. And I feel happy about that because literally after that, we had that inside bar and we actually collapsed from there. So I'll go back and show you guys. Where is it? See, so right here. So that's also why it's really important to take targets because sometimes your targets are going to be the only thing that is protecting you because after you hit your target, remember, we're doing fibs, right? So if a real big algo is on the same fib level as you and you get out and they get out, it could flush, right? And then after that flush, guys, it was a trend day straight down. So orb went for about 3 or 4 points. And the very next play we had was this Fibonacci leg. So I'll go ahead and I'll draw that. We had our low and our high right there. I'm going to double click and put on the basic. So what we did on this play was we loaded up on the 618 right here. We popped all the way back up. And luckily with this, guys, we were able to get this one at break even. We were able to get out. Sometimes with the fibs, it'll go straight through. And in that situation, there's nothing you can do. You just have to take a stop loss, right? But this one came back to the 618. It popped up and it put in this nirvana. Remember we were talking about the powerful of this nirvana. So this one is actually a Ragnarok, which is outside, inside, outside. So that's a 3-bar pattern. So once this pattern came in, I knew I had to get the stop loss to break even because that pattern there is a dangerous one because you could see we made a new high after these 2 bars and then it turned around. So that's a sign of a short seller. Okay. So that's why I was like, all right, we could break even on this. And luckily we were able to get break even on that and get out. So, and then after that, we had this 50% afternoon leg, low to high. So the low, it was right there. So I'm going to double click it and put the 50 on. So you could see we came right into the 50 and we put in this holy grail, which took us into a new low. And that was pretty much it. So I was hoping to get a deeper pullback, like a 618, but we weren't able to get that deep, which is totally fine. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That was the weekly recap. Please watch this video again if you need to, because even for me, sometimes I feel like it's overwhelming watching the full recap because it's just so many trades. But I really hope that it adds a lot of value to your education because this is every single trade that we take, and these are all called out in the Discord. We have we show the fibs on with the statements, the stocks. If I were to go and talk about stocks, this video will be another hour long. But the stocks is pretty simple because it's just a big box, small box. That's what I like to do. And I like to add some fib to that. All right. So look, I'm going to be honest with you guys, between me and you, what I'm teaching you right here, I know people that would try to charge you 10 grand for this. And I know people that are trying to take my material and charge you 10 grand for it. So all I want, guys, hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe. YouTube is what I want to grow. Twitter is what it is. And I don't know if it's going to be the same, but I want to educate the world. And the more I educate people, the more blessings come to me. And I was thinking about that today. I could maybe just work with a few high profile clients and just do coaching and mentoring. But that's not what I want to do. I want to change the world and give financial education to people that need it and that can get out of the 9 to 5 and or make supplemental income on the side and change their life. That's really important to me. And I realize the more people I'm able to touch and help, the more better things happen from me personally in my life. I've seen that. So let's do this together, guys. Okay? Let's do this together and let's make it. All right. And I have something really special planned. Derry, you guys see him in the Discord. He has his own Twitter. So when he started this Twitter, this is kind of basically when he first started trading. So this was August 2021. So basically last year, that's when he started learning. All right. He officially started trading with real money at the beginning of this year. And I'm going to interview him because he blew my mind. And a lot of you guys has followed his journey. You can go see the old videos on my channel where I basically teach him how to read a candlestick because he doesn't even know what that is. Right. And, I was really happy to say that pretty much double, triple his account, depending on how we finish the rest of December. So I don't want to jinx it because December can be tricky. Right. So I'm going to interview him and really, really good, solid trading. And I think you guys are going to learn a lot. Okay. So that's what we have planned coming up. All right. As always, check me out, tradingwars.com. That's the place to be. Like I said, with the Nirvana, if you get any one of these 3 books, you'll get that for life and the golden upgraded. Everything that I just taught you on the fibs, guys, I put this book together pretty much with my heart and soul a long time ago. Not really that long, probably about 2 years now, but over 50 charts in here, everything step by step. Just my mission here. Really, this book is my mission. So check it out, guys. If you want, you get 30 days for free. You get 1 month for free in the Discord if you purchase any one of the books. And if you really want to dig into the orbs and different things that I teach you with SPY, this is the book right here, SP 500 Options Mastery. You could see we have a section on futures, options, when to use options, when to use futures, a lot of different things in here. Check it out, guys. My Lotto Strategy, Zero DTE. Check it out if you guys are interested, all right? Or you could sign up right here on the main page. So what I want to do now, just to wrap things up, is I want to go look at the futures market. So you could see right here, guys, we opened at 6 o'clock Eastern. 6 o'clock Eastern right here. We gapped up just a little bit, pulled back down, filled that gap, put in a little bit of Holy Grail, another Holy Grail. Little scalps are happening right now. Nothing huge. We also had a nice fib that traded right here. If I go low to high, you could see the 618, 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, taking it back down. So that market is live right now. And but nothing crazy, no big gaps. You could see we're still contained. So we ended off here on Friday and we're open up pretty much where we closed. So nothing really, really crazy. If we go ahead here and we just look at the daily and the weekly chart. So we had this 2-pronged attack. Basically, we take the Fibonacci from the high to this low. You could see we came into the golden zone here. I'll add the 50. And actually, let me put on the full so we can measure it. So we came here, pulled back onto this 50, made a new low. All right. So 10% extension of that low. And now we're popping right back up. So this short has been satisfied, right? Because it made a new low. That's really what the targets of every fib is to make a new low or a new high, depending which direction. So this is on the monthly chart. And this could be a good turning point here because that short is good. It's covered. But if we start picking up steam from the bullish side and we start taking out these wicks over here, guys, I would definitely think maybe in another few years, uh, maybe by the end of next year, we could, if we start picking up here, guys, we could come back all-time highs, you know. But that being said, if the Fibonacci, the algorithm here in this area, 4360s, can defend this, they want to continue here and make a new low. So let's just look at that and pay attention over the long run. So as you guys know, Microsoft is one of the stocks that I invest in heavily. So I've been adding on the 50 and the 618. So I added a few weeks back. This is the weekly chart, and now we're ripping higher. So did pretty well with this play, a few, maybe like 30, 40 grand I put in there, nothing too crazy, but pretty good, up about 10-ish%. So I'm happy with that for the long-term play. Right now we have this weekly outside bar, and this weekly outside bar here is a very nice pattern, and I'm looking to take a swing play on that. So I just posted it for the Trading Wars Army, the Microsoft outside bar setup. So last week we did, which one did we do last week? We did AMD. So let's go ahead and just look at AMD. Took a little bit of time to get going, right? But kind of flat. So nothing much really happened with AMD. I was expecting there to be a lot more power, but we'll just move on to the next play here. So Microsoft with this outside bar here, looking to go long, right, using the pattern, or short, depending on what side. And I put the option contracts and the different plays that you guys can do for the Trading Wars Army. All right. And if you want to join the Trading Wars Army, guys, all you have to do is hit the join button. It should be at the bottom of this video. $3.99 for your first month, 20% off, courtesy of YouTube. And you get these swing picks that we do every week. For those of you that don't want to day trade and don't have the time to day trade, you could definitely check that out. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. I really, really appreciate your time. I do. And I look forward to this every single week. So thank you. We'll be ready to hit it again tomorrow. I'm going to post some picks right now in the Discord. I'll get some free picks for you guys for tomorrow. And wishing you guys a green week, wishing you a green month. And December is one of those months from the past that I know can either make you or break you because of volatility. Sometimes Santa rally, different things happen. If you're on the wrong side of the coin, you can get blown up. So keep the size at a good level that you don't over leverage yourself, and just look for good setups, look for those fibs, and keep going from there. All right. Thank you very much, Keith. Welcome to the Army, brother. Appreciate that. All right, guys, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.